Howdy, folks. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your host, the Mighty Bjorn, and today for you, actually going to be discussing some Ready or Not mods because I figured with how much I play Ready or Not and how many mods I have in my game, I figured I would take time to just kind of sit here and talk about some mods and just kind of make some recommendations to people on the various mods. Now, there's going to be like two things that is going to be a requirement here. One thing is I got to be able to download the mods on Nexus Mods. I don't mess with the Mod IO. Really don't like the Mod IO. I tried it when it was first introduced into Ready or Not, and just wasn't a fan. So I just said the heck with that, and for pretty much ignored it. So these mods will be mods that you can find on Nexus Mods. I don't know if you can only find them on Nexus Mods. I just know you'll be able to find them on Nexus Mods. Next thing is, obviously they have to be working. And that's going to be like the two requirements for this video here. Now, with that being said, I am going to put a link for every mod down below in the video description that you can go and download them yourself. But the first one I actually want to start off with is actually a bank robbery, or actually technically a credit union robbery. This is Heat or High Water by V. Yeah, that's kind of a weird name, but we'll go with it. It's a mod map. It's a credit union. It kind of feels like a bank robbery type deal. It's actually really cool. I've found the mission to be actually pretty damn dynamic, where I've had it spawn anywhere from literally one person to I think I've had up to 8 already. And the equipment that the enemies tend to have is of various loadouts. I sometimes get them with no body armor. Sometimes they have no body armor. Sometimes they're packing AKs. Sometimes they're only packing Makarovs. And it kind of gives a real feel of a bank robbery, as sometimes you just don't know what you're getting into until you get into it. So it's pretty cool on that end. Um, Now, when it comes to the layout of the map is great. The shortcoming of the map is on the outside in certain realistically non-important areas. So, with all that being said, I recommend this map, and this is definitely on my list of favorite maps. Really, it's just a really good layout. It works pretty good for the most part, although I do have some FPS dips here and there. I think that's more related to Ready or Not, though, than the actual map itself. And this is definitely one of those, like I said, maps I highly recommend just because of how dynamic it is, how its layout is, that it feels like a real bank robbery or a robbery in progress. Let's go on to the next mod. And now this one's going to be kind of an odd one, but more, better, chem likes. Chem likes? Chem lights by Wolfware6736. And this, what this does is it does a couple different things. So one is it enhances the light given off by the chem lights. The other thing that it does is also it can also increase the amount of chem lights you have. He's got various packs, and basically you just download the very specific mod that you want. Me personally, I just went for the standard amount of chem lights and then just went for the light enhancement. And actually, I'm going to take my nods off here in a moment and use the chem lights, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It makes the chem lights so much brighter and so much easier to see and identify. You know, sometimes I feel like the chem lights in Ready or Not is really actually hard to see the light come from. Like they don't really produce all that much light. And this really enhances that, and it just makes the chem lights overall better. And honestly, it's a really light mod. Okay, the next one I have here is from Ballistic. And honestly, folks, I'm going to say this straight out: with Ballistic's mods and his weapon skins, and his different accessory skins, is you really can't go wrong. Ballistic has so many great mods. Ballistic is actually the majority of my mods. Probably half of my mods is actually Ballistic, a mod from Ballistic. With that one being said, though, I'm going to feature my favorite one, and that is M4 Carbine to MK8. Uh, M4 Carbine MK818 replacement. And what this does is it turns the Mark 18 which is a short-barreled kind of M4 AR pattern type rifle, and changes it to a 14.5 barrel M4. And it just looks great. And I feel like because we don't have a long barrel M4 in Ready or Not, I kind of feel like we've been gypped because longer barrel M4s, or like the 14.5 barrel M4s, are still quite commonly used by SWAT teams, especially in the United States. And not having one kind of feels like a jip. But with that being said, the Mark 18 is honestly as good as a replacement as you're going to get to do a 14.5 M4 right now in Ready or Not, because we have so many different AR platform short barrel rifles as it is. So sacrificing the Mark 18 to be a longer barrel M4, yeah, it's just sensible. With that being said, the accessories and everything else matches the model of the gun. So Ballistic did really good there. And like I said, just ballistics mods in general have never really disappointed me. And honestly, I recommend just about anything Ballistic does. Let's move on to the next one. Now, the next one is SWAT or Not Red Library, and this is from Aerostatic XX. And this is another one of those two that is like you can get any of the SWAT or Not maps and be pretty pleased. Now, are they as good as the actual Ready or Not maps? For the most part, no, not all of them. Now, this is one of his best ones, in my opinion. Actually, it is his best one. The other one that he does that I really like is also Children of Tyrone, but we'll let that. We're not focusing on that right now. We're focusing on this. The Red Library is it's a great layout. The textures are really good. I really love the overall design of the map, the overall experience of the map. The only thing I really don't like about the current one is for some odd reason he changed out the enemies that used to spawn on the map for the CIA agents, which is a little confusing to me. But I think I might know what he's going for. I'm just not 100% sure, but I'm not really going to quote it here because of that. But honestly, any of the SWAT or Not maps are great options. This is definitely one of the best, if not the best, when it comes to looks, layout, and feel. Now, the next one is from Skeebs, and this is No Crack for AI. And I love this mod. I actually think this is the best AI mod we've ever had, to be honest. First off, the 1.0 update, the AI really got cranked up to ridiculous levels, and it's actually pretty disappointing. And it's always been kind of an issue with Ready or Not, where the developers will mess with the AI and they'll kind of swing them one way or the other. And sometimes they'll just be too easy. Sometimes they'll be too damn hard. And unfortunately, right now, with the 1.0 release of Ready or Not, they have made the AI too damn ridiculous. So, Skeebs made No Crack for AI. Now, first, it turned out to be a really simple AI mod, and it has actually evolved into being more advanced. And it's also evolved into having multiple versions. And that's why I think this is the best AI mod on the Nexus right now. And actually ever has been, because when you go, you can download different versions of it. And you can essentially download a version of it that works for you. Now, with that being said, this is a server-side mod. So it doesn't matter if you have this mod downloaded unless you're the server host. And that's the only time that this mod actually works, is you have to be the lobby host. But other than that, great mod overall. And I would definitely recommend you going to check this out. Like I said a while ago, that this, I'm going to have the links down below for each individual mod so you can go check them out yourself, download them, things of that nature. But anyway, folks, I'm actually going to wrap up today's video at that. Hopefully you all go check out some of these mods, because these are definitely great mods, and it was actually really hard to narrow down what 5 mods I would choose for this video, and hopefully you all appreciate what I had picked here today for this video. Anyway, folks, thanks again for tuning in and have yourself a wonderful day.